Alright, it's time for another deep dive. Again, I might be wrong with some of the stuff I say about this album and kind of what it means, but it's all just my opinion. All these albums I can review, it's like a piece of art. That's why they're called artists. You can basically interpret these albums many ways, which is one of the best things about music. This album starts off with the song Outside, and I wrote that it talks about a young Donald Glover, which is Josh Gambino, who just wants to fit in, and he's having a really hard time with that. The song also talks about how his cousin, who is a drug dealer slash gang member, how he used to be, and Donald Glover wants him to be that young kid again who, instead of fighting him, was actually sticking up for him in fights. Through this song and the rest of the album, almost until like the last couple songs, there's lots of violin, and this song is all violin, and also some vocals, which makes it really, really enjoyable to listen to. I think this is a great way to start the album off because it really grabbed my attention. It's like, oh, this album might be really, really good. The next song is called Firefly, and it kind of reminded me of like an old Kanye like college dropout era song because of just how the beat sounded with the violin. Through this song, he just talks about his relation being black and just how people are calling him too white and not black enough, and it just doesn't really sit right with him. And to be honest, it doesn't sit right with me either, because I don't think you should judge somebody just how they sound. One of the main things he says in the song is he just wants to do what he wants to do, and he doesn't want to go off what people say. Out of these two songs, both of them are starred, and the next song, which is Bonfire, it is also starred. And if you haven't watched my other videos, a star means that it's a really, really good song, and I liked it. It also goes on my playlist that I will talk about later. The song Bonfire has multiple meanings. One in just the song by itself, and one in the music video. The regular track itself, it's just about him getting hate and people not calling him black enough, just like the other song, and also how he sounds white and he sounds like he hasn't given up yet, which is a weird choice of words to use, in my opinion anyway. In the music video, like I said, it shows a different meaning. It's basically showing a camp, and like there's people like at a campfire, and they're discussing like some black kid killing himself, and it's because of racial tensions in the camp. And yeah, it's shown that Donald Glover is the one who killed himself somewhat. It just kind of puts him in the body of that person, and he kind of notices how messed up that is. Next song is All the Shine, and this is the first song out of the album that I did not star, which made me kind of sad because I wanted to just star everything, but some things don't work out that way. The song makes Don Glover now sound like he is dealing with hardships surrounding himself. I see this when he says, sometimes I feel like I ain't supposed to be here, and sometimes when I wake up, I don't want to be here, which just does not sound good. I kind of was trying to throw like a connection from this to the camp, and maybe this could also mean that he just doesn't like the camp at all that he's at, because he has just like no friends and all this racial stuff surrounding the camp. The next song is called Letter Home, and it just talks about like him writing a letter to his mom about this girl who he calls the only girl he ever wanted, and how even if she's with other dudes, he still wants her. And I mean, I feel like this really connects to the summer camp, but I don't know. At the end of this album, you'll see what I mean, but it just doesn't sound like the same girl. The next song in this album is called uh, Heartbeat, and it's one of my favorite songs. One of my friends showed me this song, and it's really, really good before I reviewed the album. It's basically about a girl cheating on her boyfriend uh, with Donald Glover. We see this through the lyrics. I'm chilling with my girlfriend, but she's not my real girlfriend. And also, I know what your boyfriend's like. And also, there's also a lyric that actually ties together. I don't know why in my notes I didn't put this first, but it says that it's not fair, which is code for he's not here, which completely just throws it completely together. Now, this next song, Backpackers, the album kind of falls off for me a little bit. It's really just talking about like his haters and stuff that they're saying to him. Again, not calling him a real black person, not hood enough, and they want him dead, and all this stuff. And I feel like just him making the song is kind of like him saying, look at what y'all are saying, and it's not cool, and please stop. Now, in this lineup, this next song, Les, completely surprised me that it is in this order because it's right after a really bad song. But Les is talking about a girl who he calls the baddest, and I can already imagine that. Alright. This song also talks about outside influences are like trying to conflict like their relationship, but like it doesn't work because they're just so madly in love. But in the song also, Don Glover sounds like a bad influence to this girl, kind of like when he's putting her up, he's also putting her down. And to make her not notice it, he kind of puts himself up a little bit, but like putting him down at the same time. It's kind of weird. You would have to listen to the track yourself, but he kind of avoids the girlfriend questioning it in a way, and he says that he's a piece of crap, but then right after saying that, I'm not that bad, which is just super weird to tie those two sentences together. And I think he's just trying to like make sure in his head and her head he's not a bad guy, even though it kind of sounds like he is. So far in this album, I have starred 6, 7 songs that I liked, and this is only the front page of my report I did on this. And surprisingly, there's only 2 more stars in this album, and I'll show you guys what. The next song is called Hold You Down, and it's just another song talking about black experience and nothing about a camp at all. It's basically, like I said, black experience, but it's them holding each other down, and because of their thoughts are not good enough to the white man. So it's kind of just, it's very weird. It's kind of hard to explain, but that's kind of my own emphasis on it. But this is one of the songs I liked, so I don't know. Please listen to it and tell me what you guys think. Like, what do you guys think this song means? Because what I said kind of makes sense to me, but not really. This next song is called Kids, and it's basically talking about like him and this girl who've been together since they were like kids. Yeah, a song name. I know, pretty clever with that. Um, but he's trying to have her keep up with him, even though they're slowly falling apart. And I don't know. He's just really, really scared of them breaking up. And then at the end of the song, it kind of sounds like he's okay with it because he says, "It's okay," like 3 times. So maybe he's kind of just seen it. And he's like, me and this girl are completely done. The next song is "You See Me," and I thought it didn't really give any information to me. I didn't really care about the song at all. So I don't know what really I'm supposed to say about it, except there was one line at the end of the song that says, "Am I the only guy you're sleeping with?" Which, is it talking about the last girl? Is it talking about a new girl now? I don't know. The next song is talking about haters again. Surprising. Yeah, but that's basically about it. Which it's kind of making me more bored in this side. That's why on this side of the page I only have 2 stars, and this is gonna affect the overall rating of this album. Now the next song is my favorite song of this entire album, and it's called "That Power," and it's a 2-part song, and halfway through the song it switches beats. That's like the first thing I really, really like about it. The first part is talking about haters, and he's just like, "See you later." Like, he's not fighting back anymore. He's like, "Bye-bye." I cannot find the stop button. Ah! 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 The second part of this song is, it's just like, it goes back to the camp, and when he's 13 years old. And it's talking about meeting a girl who he spends all summer with. And it's kind of them on their bus ride home back to their families. And it gets really, really sad. It's only, him and her talking because of they're the only ones awake in the bus at that moment. At this point, he really wants to tell her, like, "Hey, I like you," but it's really, really hard for him because he's on, the mental thought, if I do tell her this, it could end our friendship right here. But if I don't tell her this, we're not going to see each other again, and it's just going to be stuck with me for at least until I forget about it, which he likes to talk about forever. At some point before they get off, he tells her, that he likes her, and she secretly tells her friends about it, which is super douchey. And then her friends are just making fun of him. And the bad thing about him telling her this is he used a word, destiny, and I feel like that's also a cringy word. Would I bully him for it? No. But the girls that she's friends with just keep saying destiny. So multiple things of this album like made the rating just go down and down from a 10. If it didn't have these problems, it would be a 10. I love the song. It has tons of great hits, and one of my favorite songs of all time. But first of all, it doesn't follow a theme fully. Like, it starts first 2 songs talking about this camp and everything, like the album is called. But then it goes off and talking about real life haters, this and that, for like half the album, and then the last song it goes back to camp. And it just sounds like I put like all these songs in a playlist, and just put it on shuffle. So it's just everywhere, which I did not really like. And also, just, I don't like half this album. So my rating on this album is a 7.5 out of 10, which, yeah, it's still high. I wanted to give it lower, but because of all the great hits and stuff, I put that in consideration, and I gave it a 7.5 out of 10.